you're doing, we're going to talk about my movie tier list. I believe this was my tier list from last month. I don't think I watched a lot of movies this month. I probably did and I forgot to catalog them. I have like the memory of a brainfish. So I do not remember what I watched this month. I can only remember the latest movie I watched, which was today. And I don't want to name that movie because I feel embarrassed and ashamed to have watched it and it was bad. So I don't, thank God, I won't have to feel ashamed to like it. I did not. It was awful. My lips are chapped. I've already curated the list. Like I said, this was like last month's list, so it's all done. That's like everything I watched. So the very top is True Masterpiece. After that was a good watch or really funny. Orange tier is not good, but I couldn't stop watching, which, believe it or not, happens a lot. And there's Stop the Movie and Send It to Hell. That means like it was bearable. It was like I could sit there and watch it, but it wasn't good, and I was like rolling my eyes, pulling out my hair, and stressing throughout the whole thing. And then we have News of an Abducted Child would elicit warmer feelings than this movie does. And the last one is I Almost Killed Myself. So let me explain how my movie tier list go. I don't put the movie in a good or bad tier list because it was a masterpiece or a really shitty movie. No, I do it based on if I liked it, or because some of these movies are up there on the tier list and they were not really cinematically good. It just depends on how it makes me feel, like my emotion and how what was my like emotion process throughout the movie. If I was stressed out and I thought a lot of what was happening was dumb or stupid and could have easily been avoided by doing this or that, depends on how I feel towards the movie or what the movie made me feel initially. Because I've watched a lot of bad movies, like a lot of bad movies that are really up there, and that are like my favorite movies sometimes, and they're like really bad. It's just, but they made me feel good somehow. So the tier list has nothing to do with the movie being cinematically perfect or aesthetically pleasing. You know what? Pleasing. But you know what? Yes, sometimes it's up there on the tier list because it is aesthetically pleasing. So with me, it's 50-50. So at the bottom, we have Terrifier. I don't want to show what's next, but we have Terrifier, the first movie. Oh, so if you've watched this movie, and it makes sense, you know, it was not like they gave this movie a $20 million budget and they gave us what looked like a $1 budget. When I looked up what was the budget for that movie because it was so bad. And I looked it up and I got the numbers and I was like, yep, checks out, makes sense. It makes sense. So I don't have much to say here because I actually have some like pointers for the movies because it's supposed to be a scary slasher movie. It was straight to the point. There was no plot, there was no anything. It was just, you know, it's a slasher movie, they got to slash, and it was straight to the point. Art the clown wasted no time. In fact, he didn't even talk. He didn't even threat people. He got straight to the point. One of the scenes that was like my favorite scene ever was when she was hiding, like trying not to make a sound or anything, and he crept up behind her. And usually in horror movies, they creep up behind the person and scare them, let them run away, and then do a whole chase around. No. Art got straight to cutting her ankles. Like, he found her, and instead of saying, boo, I'm here, he got straight to cutting her ankles. She found out he was there because he was cutting her ankles. And I was like, I've never seen that before. So props to the movie. They really made that budget work. I truly think they made it work. So really, they got their flowers. And honestly, I tried watching the second movie, but I don't know, I just don't like slasher movies because like there's a theme with the Terrifier movies. There's no plot. There's no plot. It's just like people that become victims suddenly and like they start dying and stuff. There is no plot. So, and I don't vibe with that because like people I don't care about start dying. I don't care. I'm hoping they die. I don't care. I was like rooting for Art the whole entire time. So I almost killed myself because actually I almost killed myself watching this movie because of the ending. Not only did that hospital look like an abandoned, scary, haunted house, what kind of hospital was that? I knew the budget was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. But would I recommend this movie? No. Like, if you have time to waste and stuff, and you have nothing to watch, and you want to have background noise, put it on. But if you really want to watch something, no. And I heard the third one is really good because they got like $1 million and stuff for the budgeting. So I trust that. But would I watch it? No. So second movie, The Platform 2. I'm gonna have to put my iPad down and really get into this. So I watched The Platform 1. It's on Netflix. It's a movie about people who are on like a endless platform. They actually sign up to get on that platform, so it's not anything forceful or anything. I guess they don't really know what they were signing up for because I don't know. Some people are criminal, others are looking for it to get away, repenting. I don't know what kind of repenting leads you to that kind of program, but they're there to repent. Okay, we don't judge, we listen. And basically how the platform works, it starts from level 1, and there's like a big table full of food, like, and like at the signing up process, they ask everybody what's their favorite food. So the food you said that was your favorite food will be on that table. Will it reach you? That's a question. I don't think so. I don't think it will reach you. Not unless if you're on the first few level. It depends. 50-50. So basically the food are on that big large table, and the table goes down platform by platform. So 1 through whatever number goes down there. So the first movie was really good. It's in Spanish, by the way, and you can watch it in dub, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's so much better in sub. Main characters, which is a guy and another guy, I forgot their names, I'm so sorry, but we're going to say the short dude and the tall dude because the one was short, the other one was tall. So tall dude is in there to repent. Was he repenting? I think he was scared about something and he put himself to get through something, and he asked for a book. Short dude was in there, I forgot why. I think he kept mentioning a diploma. When you sign up for that platform, you can say how many months you want to stay in there for, and once your time is over, they supposedly let you go free. So tall and short dude has a knife, tall dude has a book. Whatever, that's not the premises. From at the beginning, first act, like first part of the movie, he was on a good platform. He built a relationship with his roommate, and they were talking about how some of the food don't reach the lower levels and people are starving, doing crazy things down there. The second part of the movie, like every month they switch people's rooms, so you could have been on room 6 and then you end up in room 8.
What would you do if when you okay, so he said yes would go?
That's actually not bad at all, but you could have been in room 8 and then you end up in level 300, which is where nothing gets by. No food, no water, no drink, nothing gets by. The only way to survive is to eat other people or start eating pieces of yourself, like cannibalism. That's the only way to go. Or you can just like starve yourself to death, like the next person would, and like, like vampires, how they slowly decay. You can do that, and like hopefully in the next month they switch you to a level that food reaches. But if they switch you again to a room that doesn't reach food, I'm sorry to say this, you're dead. You'll be dead. So basically, second act of the movie, they were placed at a lower level, and they were still roommates, and they were placed at a lower level. And then bro woke up the next day, he was tied up, and short dude was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat you soon, I'm dying, I don't know what to tell you, I need to eat something. So there's this girl that goes platform to platform looking for her kid. She lost a kid in the platform. Mind you, they do not allow kids to sign up for this program or whatever. And she kills people. She just has that crazy look in her eyes. This girl is bad news, guys. But guess who ended up saving the tied up dude that the short dude was gonna eat? Short dude was gonna eat the tall dude because they were in this room that they were in this level that no food was reaching, so they were like starving. Short dude literally cut into him and started eating him. And then crazy girl gets down, kills short dude, freed tall dude. After that thing happened, so he decided to like look for the kid for her as well. He met this dude. He was my favorite character, that black dude. He was my favorite character because he met that dude and they were going level to levels because they were trying to make sure the food reaches everybody so nobody starves to death. And they reached the last, they thought the levels went down to 300 and something, and they went past that number that they thought it was, and it just kept going. And eventually somebody died. I'm not gonna spoil it. Somebody died, and then when he reached the last level, he saw that kid the lady kept talking about. The platform went all the way down, and then basically for some reason, it was like a scene out of Titanic when Jack thought there was no room on the door for both Rose and Jack, so Rose only had to stay on the door while Jack froze to death, which makes no sense because there was room on that door. Look at me when I tell you this, that there was room on that door. I just want to make sure we both know that, right? We both agree on that. There was room on that door. Anyways, I don't make the rules here, but he got off the platform because only one could go up, and he sent the kid up. And I'm like, that's like immediate death. The platform is like a little it's like a cement table, like a hard table, and it goes or it goes down, like it's hard, like it goes up, it kills someone. But they don't explain it. They just sent that kid up, and then he stayed at the very bottom, like the very last level, like literally in the darkness of a hole. He stayed there. The end. Boom. And I'm like, okay, wow, I'm gonna get some answers. And movie 2, they're gonna explain to me where the hell did that kid come from. Is he in imagination? Did he escape? And how does the platform work? When did it start? And you know, all the lore, all my questions was gonna be answered. I was hopeful. So I start movie 2. They gave me 2 characters again, 2 roommates. One of them was repenting as usual about something traumatic that happened and was her fault, and she's like regretful of it, and she's there to like repent or whatever. And the other dude, I forgot why he was there, but he was there. So now, like, this is supposed to be a prequel, so this is supposed to answer literally every question that was raised in movie 1. And I finished that movie.
"Can I go to toilet, please?" I asked teacher.
"Fuck you,"
said my teacher, whose was actually the fuck you guy.
With nothing answered. Absolutely. I was left more confused than ever. They only answered one thing, which is how they switch the rooms, like how they switch people from levels, which is literally just the workers floating and then switching bodies because everybody's passed out of a gas. They spread and everybody's asleep, blah blah. That's the only thing they answered. They didn't answer how the thing came about. What are those kids that are at the bottom that just get found when the program has, I've mentioned multiple times, they've said it multiple times, kids are not allowed in here. I feel like they focus more on like fighting, gore, blood, because there was a lot of fighting and killing instead of like actually giving us answers, and that was what pissed me off like a lot. I finished that movie and I was angry. I do not recommend watching the platform. It will really piss you off, so don't watch it. So now we're done with the bottom row. I almost killed myself, but I survived. Thank you guys. Thank you. So now, news of an abducted child would elicit warmer feelings than this movie does or did. So we have It's What's Inside, a movie on Netflix. There's not that I can't say much about that movie, honestly. It wasn't bad. I just didn't care. Like, I didn't bond with the characters. I didn't care about the characters. I just didn't care.
When do it becomes?
I'm sorry, do I know you? What is your problem with me?
So, news of an abducted child would actually elicit warmer feelings than that movie did, because I didn't care. And then we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but not the classical one that's like the actual one, the one on Netflix. Again, I didn't care. That one girl that escaped the first massacre and came back just to die in the first scene. Imagine you're an original survivor and this group of kids come find you for help because like they're being haunted by the very thing that gave you 50 years of PTSD, and out of your crazy mind, because of course what you got last time wasn't enough, you agree to help them. You go back and you die on the first scene. Oh! I wouldn't even pass on as a ghost because I'd be so embarrassed. I'd die and come back and die again, but out of embarrassment. That's how bad it was. She literally died in the first scene, and it was so funny because he didn't even want to kill her. She practically begged him to kill her. And then we have It Ends With Us. I only have one good note to give to that movie. It gaslighted me. Thank you. It did it in a really wonderful way because of the whole, you know how Atlas, is it Atlas? No, Ryle, sorry. You know how Ryle is abusive?
He manipulated you again? What a manipulative, conniving dictator! What the f is wrong with him? Why would he manipulate you? Why would he do that? Did you give in?
Yeah, the movie gaslighted me on that. Like the hand scene, you know, when in the book, he hit her because of the hot stove reaction, and you know, it's like it's a reaction. Like he hurt his hand, so like that's a reaction. Like you open the stove and you're so stupid you didn't grab a glove to grab the lasagna out. Yeah, you know, because you know you got metal hands, you're gonna grab it with your bare hands, and somebody's standing behind you. Yeah, it's a reaction to slap the fuck out of them, you know? It's normal. But anyways, he did it in a way I was watching the movie and I'm like, yeah, that's an accident. Like if I was stupid enough to grab a hot thing from under the stove, and I would react the same way. I'd literally drop it and like, I'd do that too. So like I was like, yeah, you know. But then at the end of the movie, they played back the scene. He slapped the fuck out of her purposely. I was like, I was never more impressed. So I will give that It Ends With Us its flowers or 2 cents just for that. The rest of it is trash. I don't want to get into it. Stop the movie and Send It to Hell. We have Turtles All the Way Down. I don't remember that movie particularly very well, but I do know that me and my boyfriend make a running joke about the hand sanitizer scene all the time in it. The movie wasn't bad. It was just not my cup of tea. And we have Win a Date with Todd Hamilton, I believe. I wanted her to end up with Todd Hamilton, you know? So that's why the movie's that low down. There's nothing wrong with the movie. I wanted her to end up with Todd Hamilton. But it was really grimy how he stole the other dude's line word for word, bar for bar, and fed it to her. Like, that was really grimy. But yeah, no, actually, no, I don't know. I don't know either, guys, so I don't know. But not good, but I couldn't stop watching. We have Final Destination. It's really good. I actually like the series, but it's so stupid and like so freaky at the same time, because like that night I thought about it, like that is true. Like literally when you wake up, your death could be like playing without you even knowing. Like it's like a chain reaction. That is scary, like truly. We have Sinister. That one, it was interesting because they actually packed up and left and they still died. Why would you start watching videotapes you found in the basement? Actually, I would actually watch the videotapes. If I like moved into a house and I saw a box of videotape, I probably would watch it as well. So I guess that sums up the kind of person I am. But that's Sinister. And then we have Don't Move, which is a Netflix movie. It was fairly interesting. Like I was engaged, but I don't know why I put it that low on the list. What happened in that movie? Something must have like pissed me off. Because at the beginning, she was about to jump to die and stuff. And then he gave her that motivational speech, like he made her feel like everything she was going through was relatable, and like it'll pass, you can overcome it, you know, just don't jump kind of thing. Maybe. And then we have Time Cut, another Netflix movie. Why did I rate it low? Because it was confusing, because she no longer existed. Like her parents never had her, so how is she alive? How is she alive? That's a great question, you know? Like and it's another parody of Total Killer. So I was like, yeah, this movie felt like a copycat, and in a bad way. Total Killer is better. Then we have First Daughter. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never finished that movie. We have a good watch or really funny. Now this is where what I said earlier makes sense, because why is The Crow all the way up here? You know, it's all about the feelings. When I'm watching a movie, it's all about the feeling. If my mind is gonna be blown, great, that's amazing. But at the end of the day, it's all about the feelings. It's like me with books. I rate them with my eyes closed because it's all about the feelings. So we have The Crow up there, a good, really funny watch. It wasn't funny at all, but it was incredibly moving. You know, it's that Wattpad love story you read sometimes. It's so good. Like you have that main character who is crazy in love, who would do anything. Look at Afternoon. They're so in love, they would do anything, you know. That's what it is. Because he died, or did he already die and just came back? Afternoon, do you remember what happened? Did he die first or purposely died and came back? I think he died accidentally first and then like came back. He came back and got revenged for her and got her back and died in her place. Isn't that's not that's May This Love Find Me. May This Love Forever Find Me. So we have Uglies. It's like a dystopian movie on Netflix. It was really good, to be honest. I actually miss dystopian movies. Bring back dystopian movies, please. Way I beg, please bring. What do I have to do? Whose feet do I have to grease? Anyways, jump back to the dystopian. And please like that movie so we can get more dystopian movies. We need more. I'm so sick and tired of these like random movies about random stuff that has nothing to do with struggling teenagers. Like, I don't care that kids are doing drugs. Like, make them like fight to the death again.
Volunteer! I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute!
Like, what's going on? Anyways, Speak No Evil. That movie, however, was a really good watch. It was really good and really disturbing. We have It. It was like my second time watching It since I watched it the first time. Yeah, it's really good. There's nothing to say. We have The Platform. You know, I already talked about it. I don't want to get into it again. The first movie, I really did think the first movie was amazing. In the end, even after all the questions I had, it felt amazing because, you know, it was like, I'm gonna get more with the prequel. It was like making me feel like the second movie is really anticipated for. It's exactly what I need. It left me wanting more. So the first movie was really, really great. I just don't know what happened. I don't know what the writers were doing. I think they were writing with their eyes closed and they forgot about the whole thing that happened in movie one. They're like, hey, they like movie one, great, let's recreate it again, but with different people. That's exactly what they did. But Scary Movie 2. Scary Movie 2. Basically, it's very funny. We really need to bring back these kind of movies again. I need them. Those parodies are to die for. I seriously need them. Who do I need to contact and talk to get these back? Like, we need these back. I'm so serious. We have True Masterpiece, and this is where it gets really sad and really fucked up and really dark and really impressive. We have I Saw the TV Glow. If anyone curious about themselves, I think you should watch this movie. It's very amazing, and it truly shows that there is such thing as too late, and there is such thing as like that voice in the back of your head that's like, you're too old to be questioning this and wanting to start this, like, you have to ask yourself, if not now, when? I like to ask myself that a lot because I'm not getting younger by the day. So if I think I'm too old to do this now, when will I ever do it? Because, like, you know, so if you want to go through whatever journey it is you think that's ahead of you, go through it. It doesn't matter how old you are now, how this is and how that is. It's your life, and at the end of the day, when you're like old and gray, only you will sit down and like think about all the things you didn't do and should have done, and now it's too late, and now you don't like who you are and you want it to be better, and you lost yourself, and you never got to become who you wanted to be, you know. So I Saw the TV Glow is a perfect movie of that, to show that to people. It was really beautiful. I think it's rated as a horror movie, though I think the only thing that's horrifying about it is that he led his whole life not being himself, and when he finally realized that who he was, it was really honestly too late. In the movie, he kept mentioning he was scared to look at himself, that he wouldn't find anything inside of him, and in the end he opened himself up and did see something in him, and that was like devastating because he was dying and nobody knew and stuff, and he never got to become who she wanted to be. It's a really beautiful story. The next one we have Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow, it's not much about it. I just thought it was a really cool movie because of the premise and how it worked and the plot and stuff. I thought it was really cool, so that's why it's up there. And I was really entertained, and it made me feel really good and emotional and super sad as well. So like, yeah, it's a masterpiece. And then we have Cuckoo. If you don't know, Hunter Schaffer is my wife. She's my queen. She's my beloved. She's my everything. I love her down. I love her so much. I just love her. She's beautiful and tall and so beautiful. I love Hunter. So of course I watched Cuckoo. But not only Hunter was so amazingly beautiful in that movie, and I couldn't tear my eyes off the screen because her beauty was so radiant and I was locked in throughout the whole thing. But the plot was rather interesting. It was really interesting and really scary too, because like the government could possibly be doing this. That's something to think about. Then we have Blink Twice. Yeah, that movie was really mind-blowing and disturbing, but it was really good. Not in a way that it made me feel good or great or amazing, but in a way it made me think about like all the stuff that is happening and that we don't know and possibly will never know. About the music industry, celebrities and stuff, like their secret lives and stuff, because I do think like whatever kind of celebrity you see online, you don't know them. Like truly you don't know them. They could possibly be leading a totally different life behind doors and we will never know. Probably not. Probably until they're dead. There's gonna be like some biopic and some movies and shows that comes out about them and like new facts and stuff. Their families start spilling the tea and like, you know, all the close friends start spilling the tea because they're dead. Who cares anymore? So possibly once they're dead, we might get like a lick of like some stuff that was happening behind doors. But until then, we will never know who they are. And I think that's really interesting because they could possibly be the worst person in the world and you're idolizing them. Keep that in mind. The next movie is The Wild Robot. I cried. I can't stress this enough. I cried so much in that movie, and I wish I didn't do my makeup that day because I was like in the theaters like this. I was trying to do that Sabrina Carpenter trick and like just catch the tears inside of my eyes. It wasn't working. It was bad. And once after I finished the movie, I was super depressed. Like I wouldn't say depressed. I would just say I was like down a little bit. Like it was mellow. That has nothing to do with the movie being bad or like super traumatic. It was just that amazing. It was touching. Possibly one of the best movies ever I've watched. It was so moving, and flowers to the actors, especially Lupita. Flowers to her. She deserves those flowers because I was so moved by her performance and it was so beautiful, and like I don't know, I felt like a kid again, and like I don't know, I just really love that movie. It's like it's entwined with my soul now. Like really love it. I would 100% recommend everyone to watch it. Doesn't matter if you're like 100 years old and graying and dying soon, watch it. Doesn't matter if your kid is a 1-year-old or your little sibling is a literal baby. Start them young. Watch it. Then there's The Prince and Me. I watched The Prince and Me when I was about 15 years old, I believed, and I did not remember jack about the whole entire movie. So I rewatched it again and I thought it was cool. I think we need a sequel at least, because in the end they never really got together. They were just like, yeah, you know, I got my whole life ahead of me. I'm gonna get myself sorted and then I'll get back with you. So they could possibly be broken up right now and we'll never know it.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
So please, I need a sequel. So that is it for the movie tier list. So now, what I'm thinking about now, will I also add in like the little vlog I did today and then add this video, or make it 2 different videos? I don't know. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but that was really fun, and especially I got to talk about the platform. I remember after I watched it, I really talked my boyfriend's ear off. I truly feel sorry for that man. Honestly, the amount of yap session he had to hear me about like movies that I truly hated is truly a lot. And shout out to him, honestly. I think that's it for today's video. I didn't even do an introduction. My name is Tamisha, and I'm an author. I really am. I don't know why I paused and made it really weird. I really am an author, and I watch a lot of movies and shows, and I have a lot of opinions. And whatever movie or shows you watched, if you watch any of these movies on the list and they were like on the bottom, nothing against you, nothing against the movies. They are amazing, they are wonderful, they were just not my cup of tea. So you could literally recommend me the best movie ever, you know, and I watch it and somehow I end up hating it because I didn't feel warm and fuzzy about it, or because one character pissed me off. So I'm like 50-50. You never know what you're gonna get. Anything tips me off. And I'm not proud to say that because honestly I sound unreliable. I think I should do more of these. It's like entertaining, and I watch a lot of stuff. Should I do a short tier? I think I'm gonna do a short tier. I'm gonna take a shower and then like work on my short tier so I can shoot a next video soon, so I can like talk about my shows and stuff, because I've watched a lot of shows and I have a lot of recommendations. If you don't know me, now you know me. Like and subscribe to the video. You can't subscribe to the video. Like the video and subscribe to my channel for more. Have a good night or a good day or good afternoon or whatever it is you're doing. Okay?